Okay, let's get to the post-match stuff here that we were looking forward to. So, like I said, Omega and Callis are celebrating. They are joined by the Elite. Even the Young Bucks come in. They are all banged up. Matt Jackson has a giant ice pack on his neck. So they are all celebrating, and Omega is cutting somewhat of a promo. He was a little jealous that some people here in AEW are talking about best in the world this, best in the world that, and he says that nobody can take the AEW world title from him. Either these guys are retired or these guys are dead. Then the lights go out. Okay, we are expecting either final countdown to hit, and out of nowhere, Adam Cole baby shows up in the Titantron. The crowd goes insane like that. You could say it's a shock pop because we didn't expect this. Like Adam Cole is finally here, kind of surprising. Like just few days ago, me and Spandan were covering his match on Takeover 36, and now he's here in AEW. Kind of shocking that it finally happened.
Wow.
Like so, Adam Cole, walks out, goes face to face with the Elite. The Elite are a little shocked. He does the Adam Cole baby. Crowd is into it, and we hear holy shit chants. So we see some verbal battle before Adam Cole comes out. Like after the match was done, they were attacking Christian, the Elite. Then the Jurassic Express, tried to save, but they also get taken down. And now we get to this Adam Cole stuff. We are having some verbal thing with the Elite and Adam Cole. And then psych, he super kicks Jungle Boy. He then reunites with the guys who quote unquote killed him, the Young Bucks. A big group hug. Crowd goes insane for that. And then Kenny Omega in a heelish manner, of course, he says like he's taunting the crowd, and he says he was referring to someone and said, "Did I do that?" Which got a laugh from me. And Adam Cole got the mic and he said he wanted to deliver a story to Chicago from Adam Cole baby, and said Elite is the most dominant faction in the world right now, and there's no chance in hell that anybody is stopping them. So Omega got the mic and decided to send the home happy here, and he was about to do the goodbye, good night, and then we hear Fight of the Valkyrie. Crowd goes insane again. My mind is blown at this point, and was kind of disappointed that we didn't hear final countdown. We'll get to that part, but we did hear Fight of the Valkyrie, and it got some beats to it. That's the entire theme for Bryan Danielson now. And
It's insane.
And this reminded me of that time Samoa Joe showed up on NXT with that GTA Vice City theme.
First time he showed it, right?
Yes, kind of similar vibes. I don't know. Fingers crossed. At least hope to hear final countdown someday on AEW. Hope Tony Khan gets a whole deal. But here we go. Bryan Danielson shows up. Then he didn't do the yes chant, by the way. He was trying his best to not to do the yes chants because trademark.
He was like his heel when he was WWE champion. He used to do this, just the hand raise, what Punk is doing right now. So he continued that, and on the media scrum also, they said it's not actually contractually of WWE that the yes chant is with them. So
something is up.
Might use it in the future, but he clearly said he doesn't want to.
But like I said, Danielson shows up, a great response from the crowd, and we see a face-to-face with the Elite and the baby faces as Bryan Danielson has aligned himself with the Jurassic Express. Crowd going insane, and we saw a brawl. Of course, Kenny Omega made sure he escaped the ring with Callis, and you see a huge brawl. Danielson is kicking the shit out of Young Bucks. Of course, one of the Young Bucks, it was Nick Jackson. And we see him hitting the big running knee. And there you go. The baby faces are standing tall as the Elite just run away. And that's how this great pay-per-view went off the air. Really great stuff to end this whole pay-per-view. And it was basically a swerve. Like we expected Danielson to show up, But this Adam Cole bit, it was a swerve. Great stuff.
Clearly was. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't get an ending as bigger as this. Like, we weren't expect like you guys have said it best. Like, you weren't expecting Adam Cole. It was a swerve in the grand scheme of things because everyone was expecting Danielson to show up. And then Adam Cole comes out. He looks like he just teases his revenge against the Elite for killing him, but then he joins them back again, and then he's now part of the Elite, and he's the good guys right now, according to what he thinks. And then when Danielson's team hit, obviously the right of the starting theme, the starting tone of it just hits. I personally didn't like the theme, but I wouldn't let it dampen my excitement because I was super hyped for Danielson to show up in AEW, and then looking at what he's going to do, just staring daggers into Kenny, and then aligning himself with the Jurassic Express for the sprawl, and whatever he's going to do later on is going to be amazing. And another household name like CM Punk who's going to get in a lot of eyeballs on AEW. So business wise, this is basically these two are the game changer signings AEW desperately needed to take them to the next level, and this is the start of something new for them, which I'm all in for. Let's just say.
Spandan?
Yeah, it's difficult to control your excitement even while talking because I kind of remember both promos before the returns. I kind of most times because I watched their debut so many times. It was beautiful. And Adam Cole coming in, if you would do so many things on one show, does it remove the spotlight from some of the moments? It didn't at all. I don't know how they pulled it off, but even after the show, it's like people must be talking only about Bryan or Cole. But Ruby Soho's name was put out a lot of times. So people do remember everything that happened. 3 major debuts, CM Punk's first match, a title win in the tag team division, a lot of stuff that happened, but people individually remember everything. Talking about Bryan's theme, I liked it a lot because the beats kind of added some flavor to it. It's always like cool and calm Daniel Bryan, but the beats kind of made it wild is what Bryan wanted. He said, both of them, I like this fact that they didn't burn the bridge with WWE. They stayed calm and said that they had a good relationship and loved where they worked. But Bryan said Vince was kind of overprotective of him and did say that you can go outside and work some things, but Bryan wanted to be wild, and now AEW is the place to be wild. So 2 major debuts and no spotlight removed from either of them. Really, really happy to see all of it and hope to AEW.
And
Yes.
go on, Ridwan.
No, I will continue. I'll do something else.
But Bryan Danielson showing up on AEW, okay, it makes sense. Spandan just pointed out, he didn't burn any bridges. He wanted to do something else, and he's finally here in AEW. Adam Cole part, bro, I was okay if he re-signed with them, but his situation is very funny compared to his other colleagues. Like whenever you expected an NXT call up, either they won't be the same, or it would be a 3-month period and they are dead. Vince just cuts their legs off. But this guy didn't even get a shot. Like he says that he had a good enough conversation with Vince, but man, why didn't the company just let go of this man? This is Adam Cole. Like this guy should be supposed to be the next Shawn Michaels. Like, how did you let loose this guy?
Twitch was one of the main reasons why he was he wanted to retain his Twitch, and also if you remember on stream when he was streaming his video games and Tyler Breeze got released, he just breaks down in tears. So that would have certainly played a role apart from all the other NXT talents like his colleagues who ever jumped to the main roster and didn't really get a good run either in the long run or even in the short time they spent Karrion Cross is like the most recent example. So probably it was evident that way. At the same time, he'll be Elite, who's best friends with. He has the love of his life working in AEW, so it made sense on all of this. But I do agree with what Suprit is saying, how he's a star. He's a star, and if he was like on a more mainstream product that is Raw and SmackDown, with wider viewers, he would have been an even bigger star and certainly someone who would have carried the company flag for the longest time. But they did let him go, so one team's loss is another team's gain.
He would have been the Damian Priest or Matt Riddle kind of role on both either Raw or SmackDown. Hopefully.
Probably, or even like whatever we've seen from Finn Balor so far in his return, he's got enough healing. He got the call up, was fought for a few weeks, and then he was just like after his loss. But they are probably building something for that, so just have to be patient. But with Cole, I wasn't very hopeful. Like even if he had the potential, he has like everything to be a star. It's just his, I don't want to say size, but you never know what goes in the mind of Vince and Bruce and so.
Spandan, what do you think about Adam Cole being all elite?
Yeah, it's it's a tough topic to talk about. But as you said, why did they let go of Adam Cole? I think WWE wanted Adam Cole to stay. They gave him $1 million deal and stay on SmackDown because Paul Heyman is there. Paul Heyman will handle you well. And just talking in brief about why Adam Cole left, as we did on the Takeover review, I think it does boil down to his size because Vince does like his big meaty men, and Adam Cole, yeah. So Adam Cole is built to be 6 feet, but he's actually 5'10", which is really small compared to the other superstars. So he was scared that he would go get his few matches, maybe a mid-card title win, and then done with the all main roster push, and he would be removed. So, and he wanted his Twitch account to stay. He wanted to play video games and all of that stuff. So a couple of reasons for him to leave, but as he said, he didn't have a bad relationship with Vince. He's a tough man to speak to, and he commands respect. So yeah, we kind of know who Vince is. So I don't have a problem with him leaving NXT because he's probably one of the best booked wrestlers on NXT. He's maybe you can call him Mr. NXT because he's been that good, done everything. So if he had to stay, the main roster was the only option. Staying on NXT would have done nothing for him. So he made his choice and went to AEW, and he's not going to be badly booked there because all of his friends are in the creative team.
And you could say Adam Cole had one of the most unique WWE runs of all time.
True.
Like he was in developmental and was a star.
Don't call it developmental, man. Come on, it's
getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there.
By the way, I'm going to be watching NXT, the new presentation. Let's see how it works. But
I'm curious.
But
I don't think it's this week. I think it's next week.
14th September.
Let's see. But really great addition to the AEW roster. One thing I wanted to add before we end this review, I think Adam Cole is the snake in the elite.
Even I feel so. Because
he'll probably turn in sometime.
But
probably double agent with the Hangman or something like that. He'll pull it off. But I'm excited to see it.
Speaking about Hangman, now that this whole surprises and arrivals have over as of now let's get back Hangman. Let's restart this program.
Yeah.
I think Hangman's wife is pregnant right now. That's why he's taking a break. So that is obviously the one guy who's going to dethrone Kenny Omega. But do you want Bryan to lose this early after his debut? So that's going to be a big thing to talk about.
I think they are going to go the Christian Cage route. Christian Cage's booking was good enough, and they would do even a better job with Bryan Danielson. And yeah, keep him off the world title picture. It's easy in AEW's case because they depend on the rankings, so it's gonna be a while. And who knows when Bryan and Omega eventually happens, it's not even going to be for the world title. Maybe Omega doesn't even be world champion at that point.
Very much possible.
But Bryan Danielson, man, let's speak about Bryan Danielson for a while. like 2021 MVP Bryan Danielson. You know why? Because this is the guy who got to face will be facing two of the top number one, number two guys in the business right now. That's Kenny Omega and
yeah.
Roman Reigns. So there you go, man. Bryan Danielson is killing it right now.
Yes, like the guy main evented Mania this year and then he jumped ship to AEW. So it's as wild as it gets. I just wanted to point out, like, regarding his final countdown deal. So there was a thing, like, it was a news back in the day that he hated the song and it was too expensive to license it. So they went with this theme. So I think this theme was also not by Mikey Ruckus, it's by some other, like, independent artist that he might have chosen. But I wasn't expecting Final Countdown to play, but again, like, I don't know. But later on, let's see. Like, if they strike a deal later on, it will be good to see that. But for now, like, I wouldn't let this team dampen my excitement. And like, I'm just raring to see what else he does. And the matches. There are a lot of dream matches. Like, obviously, you have Omega, you have Hangman, you have Moxley currently, this current form of Moxley, and there's Eddie Kingston. And obviously, like, the main reason for Daniel Bryan switch to AEW is that he wanted to work more in Japan. And apparently, like, if the rumors are to be believed, he wanted to work with Will Ospreay, who is the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. So that is also another interesting dynamic. Like, you could even see, Bryan in G1. So a lot of possibilities.
But as of now, he doesn't want to go to Japan or Mexico because the whole situation now we have in the world right now, right?
Yeah.
But
again, probably once things heal.
But fingers crossed, and that whole candle emoji, he shows up in January at the Tokyo Dome in some fashion.
Yeah, hoping for the same. And it's a 3-day event, so probably they'll just squeeze him in somehow.
That's another topic for another podcast, man. But this right here, this was all out. No matter who you